we got the Coke Zero for this intro. Last intro we had the Diet Coke. Today we got the Coke Zero. Hey, we'll switch it up with you guys. But what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about what happened to the stock market on Friday. Why was the sell-off happening? What's going on with Bitcoin? We're at three ways that you can profit from the stock market selling off, and how you can come out on top even when the stock market isn't stable. You might have some short-term fear, but I promise you guys I'm here to reassure you guys. Also, do not miss out on the Black Friday sale. This will end on Sunday, one of our biggest sales with 30% off on our courses. So if you've been thinking about joining, you're trying to save some money, Black Friday sale, I promise you guys it's probably the best deal you're gonna get. Also, the holidays are coming up, so the perfect time for you guys to get in, study, and start investing in your education. If you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Check out all the links in the description, how to join our community, how to get our live alerts. And if you have any questions or anything like that, always leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to reply to every single person that lives in the comments. But let's get straight into the charts. So let's take a look at this Mp500 chart. First of all, as you can see here, we actually had a really strong Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Of course, the market was closed on Thanksgiving, and that you just had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. I actually had a short position, which, if you know me, I rarely ever start a short position. It was always so bullish long. I started a short position on S&P 500 on Wednesday. We had some December 3rd puts, and of course, when the stock market opened on Friday, we were making bank. But we actually had a really strong on the 24th of November. It was a really strong day, and then we had this massive gap down and this sell off all the way down to the 458 level. So a little bit of pullback, but then after hours market going back down. Now, where do I expect us to find some support? Right here, right? This really old, not really old, but this old all-time high level on 2nd of September, where we saw this old dip down here on this swing high. At this 454.02 level is where I expect us to find some really strong support and potentially to bounce on. If we zoom out and we take a look at all the dips that we had ever since that COVID dip, we can see that all these dips really were short-lived and got bought out very quickly. Even if you look back at the COVID dip, it was pretty quick. It was over a course of a month. We were 2-3 months out. We were already recovering that whole massive dip, and it's pretty much been the story ever since then. All these dips have getting bought out, and I don't expect this to be any different. I was expecting, to be honest, a pretty weak week last week, since we were all-time high levels. We had all of this, so it was a short week. A lot of time big investors and big hedge funds have days off, so they're not going to be trading that single day. So I was expecting us to be selling off during that week, which you did see that happen. Yes, we do have the news that there's a new COVID variant, but as you guys know, we've had probably like 2 or 3 other COVID variant scares, and every single time that's happened, we saw a small dip, but then we got bought out really quickly. I do expect that to be the same case. So if I were you guys, I would start looking to buy into the dip in some of those high conviction plays that you guys might have. Certain stocks that you don't mind if they were going to break all-time high levels, you would still be buying more of. Well, right now, guess what? You get a nice Black Friday sale. It's time to buy some more of those stocks on the way down. And I hate when I see that. I always say this, same with crypto, same with stocks, that whenever there is something making all-time high levels, people love to buy it. But whenever it's dipping, people are scared because they think it's going to dip more. And yes, it could totally dip more, but just like we saw with COVID, even if you bought halfway through the dip at 287, well, you're looking really, really good now. Yes, it dip all the way to 225, but then looking now, we're in the 460s, 470s. So even if you bought before, halfway through the dip, at the bottom of the dip, you'll be doing good. Remember that 90% of the times you can't time the market, unless you're me, which I did on Wednesday. But most of the times you won't be able to, especially if you're looking at the long-term portfolio. With my more long-term portfolio, I have money that I put in every single week. I don't matter if it gets invested on days where we dip more. And usually our rule is if we dip more than 1%, we're buying the dip on the S&P 500, because over time you will definitely be the overall returns of investing. So that is what I'm thinking about the spot. I'm looking at some different stocks to be buying the dip up on, things like Apple, things like Facebook that has been dipping already, things like Tesla, all the stocks that I sold some when we were doing the all-time high level, and now they're looking to get back in. Perfect opportunity coming up. So this is the number one way that I think you can be making money on this dip. And the second way you could be making money on this dip will be, of course, if you start investing or start trading things like the Volatility Index, the VIX and the TVIX, the Fear Index. As you can see here, it's kept up to the strong level of resistance that it has at 2860 or so. As you guys can see here, it's being rejected on this level pretty much every single time that we make him strong move up. And this is the Volatility Index. So when there is chaos, when there is a volatility in the market, when there's a lot of scare in the market, this is going to be gapping up, and this is a great thing to trade when you see the S&P 500 struggling. Another one you can trade is always also the SQQQ. Pretty much shorts the whole tech market. As you can see, it had gapped down to 610, it gapped up to 650. But in the COVID situations, tech stocks actually tend to perform pretty well because a lot of those stay-home stocks are tech stocks. And a lot of those tech stocks actually benefit from everybody being at home, being on the internet. Things like Netflix, T-Docs, DocuSigns, Zoom. All those stocks actually had a great day or a good day on Friday while everything else was struggling. The biggest stocks are going to get hit. It's of course is going to be your cruise lines, your airlines, all those type of stuff. Like CCL actually gapped down massive. It was actually sitting on a support level that I longed, but then it gapped down massively to $17, down 20% in the pre-market because of the COVID fear. If anything gets shut down again, of course the cruise lines, the travel industry is going to get completely destroyed one more time. So those are all different ways that you can look at to trade when we're having this type of market. There's always opportunities in all kinds of markets. You just gotta navigate it and trade it right. Of course, buying a dip, trading the opposite of what the market wants to do. If you are from the short selling, you can short sell, of course. If you're staying in our chat room, we trade puts all the time. So there's a lot of different ways that you can trade while the market is uncertain or even going to the downside. But like I said, don't expect this dip to last too much longer. I think this dip will get bought out. It happens so many times that near the all-time high levels we have a slight pullback until we can retest those levels again. As you guys can see, these all-time levels, this 554 level here, we actually saw a massive dip all the way down to 427, and then we recovered pretty quickly within a month, breaking the all-time high level again, testing at 470. I can see us dipping out to 454, maybe a little even lower, and then it's quickly getting bought out and retesting the break of the all-time high level again. And if we do have another shutdown or something like that, that usually does actually help the growth stocks and tech stocks a lot, just like we saw last year, as those usually get hit hard when the Feds plan to spike interest rates. Something happens and Feds might want to push away how far they want to spike the interest rates even longer, then that might even help the stock market even more. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, guys. You just gotta be capitalized on it and do not let the short-term fear ruin your long-term gains. Because as you guys might have learned, a lot of you guys have been trading since COVID had happened. You might be kicking yourself. That's like, hey, why didn't I buy the COVID dip? Don't let that happen. That when something dips, you don't buy the dip. And if we zoom out, in the end, if you always zoom out, look at the stock market over time, always goes up. I hate to hear people say, "Oh my God, it's gonna be the huge market crash. The biggest market crash of all time. This and that." We always get bought out, guys. We always end up going higher. As long as you invest in high conviction stocks, you will be fine in the long term. So even if we have a dip, great opportunity for the long term to invest. And if you're day trading, lots of opportunities at day trading as well. Now let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin in the last week's video. I wanted to cover it again for this week. If we go to Bitcoin, as we're approaching a pretty strong level that I talked about in the last week's video, it's that. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Looking to enter the long position around 52.80, 52.85.3 level on Bitcoin. And why, you might be asking. If you didn't watch last week's video, I explained in more detail, but we'll go over it one more time. If we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, we can see that it's approaching more and more that level that I was talking about, the RSI 34 level that we saw previously being a really good long opportunity. So again, just like the stock market, don't let these opportunities run away without you because of fear. Have conviction in your place. And as you guys can see, the last two times this has happened, we saw both times from the bottom when we hit the 34 to the top of it, a 80% run the first time, and then the second time when we hit it again, we saw a 75% run. So we could easily expect, if we hit this 34 RSI level again, to potentially get us potentially 70 to 80% run, just like we saw the last two times that has happened. That was the massive indicator that pushes to breaking new all-time highs and much higher. My conviction play is still that Bitcoin will hit the $100,000 mark at the end of the year. I have not deferred from my plan. I've been making these pretty much weekly to monthly plans every single week or month for the crypto market, and has done really well to us. So I'm not going to deviate from my plan. I'm looking to enter this long position at 52.80 and waiting for the RSI to hit a critical level of 34. Was expecting a pretty strong bounce on that level. If that level fails, then we might have to revisit our plan. But until then, we'll stick to it. And also, let's take a look at Hero USDT. Meta Hero was the coin I told you guys if you watched our my latest video about crypto, because I talked about all the other coins, just like Mana, Sandbox had already been running, the risk reward wasn't there, the market cap didn't match the investing in it. I talked about Hero being on a really great level to potentially be breaking out. And as you guys can see, since we entered the coin about 11 cents, it's been breaking a high, pushing for higher highs every single day, hitting a high of today of 0.15. I'm definitely looking for this to break the all-time high level, which will be at 0.17, looking for a price target of 0.20. So Meta Hero doing really good for us. I had a great setup on the intraday chart. Look very much just like Blocktopia, with that inverse head and shoulder setup, like I said, and had this retest to break a little higher as well. Similar setup. We entered both of those. Blocktopia was a couple weeks back. Now it's time for Hero, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated if I see any more virtual gaming metaverse coins that have opportunities. The large cap metaverse coins to me don't really have the risk reward anymore to make sense for me to invest in. So I've been looking at for those small market cap coins, looking for the 2 to 5x's potentially. That's just personally how I like to trade them. If you guys have any projects that you're investing in or looking at, make sure you leave them down below in the comments. I'll make sure to look at them, and if I like them, I might just post them and talk to you guys about it. Another one that I did want to talk about as well was PYR, Vulcan Forge Tether. This was one of those that not a lot of people have been talking about. I'm probably one of the only person that was talking about this one, and we entered this coin at about $18 at the bottom pretty much of this consolidation area over here. Now breaking pretty much to $45, looking for that 3x on this coin almost very soon. But another coin that's been killing it. This is one of the typical coins that I like to invest in. Really tiny market caps, good project, good fundamentals. Chart was looking ready to run, and it did run. But like I said, if you're in these coins, follow the Instagram, the YouTube, and TikTok, you definitely won't miss on any more of those picks. And take profits, don't beg, hold everything. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.